Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Forensic Science Public Desk India, and I am now here with a new topic, that is the chemical extraction methods. So what are the general extraction methods which are practiced in the chemistry laboratory, narcotics laboratory or toxicological laboratory that we are going to learn, and how to extract the pure compounds from the scratch, that is the forensic matrices. So let's proceed into the topic. So first, what is extraction? Separation of our desired compounds from a given forensic matrix. So desired component here can also be said as the active constituent, or we can also said as the target component, or we can say the forensic matrix as a mixture which is having the component present in that. So let us say the example of a rice. So in a rice, it is mixed with organophosphorus components. So it is poisoned now, and we have got certain rice material to our laboratory for examination, and we need to extract only organophosphorus compounds from that particular mixture and eliminate all other organic matter like the rice or water, whatever it is present in that particular thing. So the rice here is a matrix, and the OPC what is present in that is the desired compound. Here matrix is suspected to composed of certain type of narcotic or controlled substance or a poison or any other material it may contain. So in a sand you may have the material of any other component. So in that sand you are going to extract only that particular material, like explosive you can say, or you can say agrochemical or anything. So like that, from a mixture only one component separate we have to do and do the identification test for that. So why it is required? To avoid the biological and contaminants in the given forensic mixtures. Sir, in rice OPC is there. If you are going to add identification reagent to that, you will be unable to see any color. Nor you can take the samples of the rice and do the direct chromatography or any other separation technique, or nor you can go for any mass spectrometry techniques. So it is limited. First, purify the compound, isolate the compound, remove all the contaminants, and proceed for further analysis. That would be very good, and it is a general practice in our forensic analysis. So let's proceed further and learn about what are the various techniques involved in the extraction. First is solid liquid extraction. It is done between solid and liquid. Heading itself says that we are going to extract solid materials from the liquid mixtures. Identify the desired compound first. What you want to separate. So if it is to be separated, you understand the properties of that particular desired compound. So when you are getting a compound, a mixture, a matrix to you for examination for separation purpose, you have to understand what is suspected in that. So if it is a food material, it is having some poison, so that poison is acidic in nature or it is neutral in nature, it is a drug, it is a poison. So what it is depends upon what sample you are getting. If it is a visceral sample like the liver or any vital organ, that is, it is already a post-mortem sample. If you are getting rice or something, that might indicate that person is still alive and he has been poisoned. Or in other cases you can say it is mixture, suspected mixture of having drugs in that. So it is irrespective whether person is alive or dead, and you have to identify the drug in that. So in that way we'll be getting the matrices, and we have to identify the desired compound in that. So identify suitable solvent to dissolve that particular desired compound which is there in the matrix. So the rice which is having, in that we are having OPC or certain kind of chemical component which is the target active constituent as well. So we are going to add solvent to it. So the solvent will be dissolving only that particular active constituent, and that will be giving us a solution which is containing the particular active constituent. Then you can do another analysis for that, you can identify for that, and you can say the result. So add selected solvent to questioned solid matter and take filtrate of sample, remove the insoluble matter, or if you are having the insoluble matter in that, if you are having the active constant, then remove the solid material and take the insoluble matter or soluble matter. So like that, let us take an example, very simple example. If you are making a coffee, you are taking a bowl, in that you are pouring a water and then add some coffee powder. So then sugar and etc whatever are there we will be adding. So the process is like you will heat that. So when you are heating the coffee powder and water mixture, the coffee extracts whatever are there, the colorants or the caffeine or the any other alkaloids naturally present in the coffee will be dissolved into the water due to the temperature which is applied. So when the temperature is high, it is completely in the stage of dissolved. So when temperature is decreasing, what will happen? The constituent which were dissolved in that will be becoming insoluble. So when you are taking the coffee into the cup, after that you will be filtering that. So when you filter that, the main whatever solid particles are there are being separated and only coffee will be going into the cup. So if you are letting it to be like that for the longer time, the solid particles which were soluble at high temperature now will become insoluble, and solid deposit can be seen on bottom of the cup or bottom of the flask or whatever it is. So that's why you will be able to see the particular residue that is due to insolubility caused by the low temperature. This is not the default or the error in the filter what you are using. It is the temperature which is affecting the compounds to be insoluble in the matter. So this is the example, and this is about the solid liquid extraction. Then let's proceed to liquid extraction. So what is liquid extraction? Liquid extraction is nothing but a solution which is having three components in it, like this here. So this is a mixture. It is having square blue, triangle green and circle red. So circle red is the active constituent which we want to separate. So we will be adding certain kind of solvent in this which will be only dissolving the red color material. So after dissolving the red color material, this can be separated. How it can be separated? We need to understand miscible and immiscible. Miscible means if two solvents are there and two solvents are soluble to each other, then you cannot separate them. If you are having two solvents which are not soluble to each other, then it can be called as immiscible. So example is water and oil. So in this particular solution, the person has added the oil, and this red color particles whatever are there, these are soluble in oil, and the oil can be easily separated, and it is going to form two different phases, that is oil phase, that is this organic phase, and the insoluble phase, that is the aqueous phase of water. So after separating these two, you will be having the red color component separately. So this is a simple process. So here also you can have the example. So in this the whatever the mixture is there, in this mixture the water is added and it is being shaken, and in water, pure water, you have got the Na compounds and Cl compounds, that is NaCl salt is been separated, and the whatever the mixture is there, that is left out in the bottom, and the topmost layer whatever it is there, that is our required compound. So like that we can see water as one of the common solvent, and other solvents which are there, that is organic solvents like diethyl ether, methylene chloride and chloroform. So here the principle again lies around the affinity of target compound to bind with the solvent. If you are able to identify what desired compound you want to separate, then you have to select a suitable solvent which will be only reacting with the active component, which can be separated accordingly. So this is liquid extraction. Then let's proceed to acid base extraction. Acid base extraction is a very simple extraction in which we are going to play with the pH effect of the solution. So every solution will be having its respective pH. So if it is acidic pH solution, in that if we are having the active components or active constituents, then we are going to add the base, and the base is going to react with the acid and form a salt. So this particular salt can be again dissolved in the aqueous solution, and that particular aqueous solution can be extracted out, and we can again convert into the organic solvent by reacting with it with the organic solvent. So this method simply relies on acid base reaction generally. To isolate strong organic acids, weak organic acids, neutral organic compounds and basic organic substances, so this particular extraction technique is adopted. Results of this particular acid base reaction will be generally giving us ionic salt water. So basically if you are adding HCl and sodium hydroxide, what will happen? You will be getting a salt like sodium chloride, and which will be soluble in water. So the salt which is soluble in water, it can be again processed further and we can take out the salt. So if you just heat that water to higher temperature, what will happen? You will be getting the precipitated or the solidified material, that is nothing but the salt. So again you want to separate them, there is another procedure which can be followed. So the good example for acid-base extraction is the barbiturates and their associated sodium salts are examples of acidic drugs. So this particular barbiturate as sodium chloride salts whatever are there, these are acidic in nature. By adding the bases you can extract the particular materials of barbiturates. So let's proceed and learn about the acid extraction first. So how to do acid extraction? If you are having benzoic acid as the active constituent in your mixture, so benzoic acid is an organic acid, and to extract the benzoic acid from the mixture you need to add the suitable base. So the here suitable base would be the sodium carbonate. So how it is going to be done, I will tell. This particular benzoic acid is soluble in either, that is the organic solvent. Organic always they will be soluble. Okay, so this organic acid is dissolved in organic solvent, that is either. So either is added to the mixture, and in the second phase now we are going to add water which is containing the sodium carbonate. The sodium carbonate which is present in the water is selectively going to react with the benzoic acid to form the sodium benzoate. Sodium benzoate is an ionic salt now, and it is soluble only in the aqueous solution but not in the organic solution. This aqueous solution again it is added with the acid, then as a result you will be getting the acidic precipitate of benzoic acid. So now the benzoic pure form is been extracted in the aqueous solution. To take the benzoic acid into the organic solvent, again you are going to add the ether, so that the particular benzoic acid in the pure form, so previously in the first initial stage it is in the mixture form, it is in the matrix, now it is extracted into aqueous solution. Now if you are adding the organic solvent you will be getting the purified benzoic acid. So whatever the active constant is there, that is been extracted. So this is acid extraction. Next we are having the basic extraction. How to do the extraction of base compounds? Basic extraction, aniline is the example. Aniline is an organic base and it is our target compound, which is added with the organic solvent first, then the aqueous solvent. So both are added, and the aqueous in the prior stage, in the first stage aniline was soluble in ether. Now we are going to bring it into aqueous solvent by adding water and the hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is diluted with water and it is going to be reacting with aniline to form anilinum chloride, and this anilinum chloride which is present in the aqueous solution is again added with a base which will be resulting in formation of a precipitate. So this precipitate whatever it is there, it is going to again form into a pure organic solvent, and we can do the examination of pure organic solvent. So this is how acid base extraction can be done, and we will learn about the neutral extraction. So neutral compound extraction is very simple. If the neutral compound is there, it will be having certain contaminants. One is the acidic contaminants and other is the basic contaminants. To remove the acidic contaminants, you are going to add a basic compound and bind it with the acidic compounds and form a salt, and removing that salt using a suitable solvent. Then you are going to add acid for the basic components and remove the salt which is formed because of acid base reaction in the second stage. So let's learn that particular example. Eliminate acid and basic contaminants by adding 0.1 sulfuric acid and 0.2 sodium hydroxide in two separate extractions. So this is a standard which is particularly given, and you can use this for the neutral extraction. So first thing, if you are having acidic contaminants, then you are going to add 0.2 sodium hydroxide, and if you are having basic contaminants you are going to add 0.1 sulfuric acid. So in a separating funnel, first you take the compound and add organic solvent in that, which will be taking up the particular suitable neutral compounds into that, and if it is having any acidic compounds, then you take the sodium hydroxide and then wash it and remove the particular acidic contaminants. Number of times if you do, number of times you will be getting more accurate extracts. So that's why you will be doing it for 3 or 4 times, so that the extraction is properly happening. So all the organic solvents which you have collected with particular neutral compound, again you are going to add the sulfuric acid to remove basic contaminants. Previously we have removed the acidic contaminants, now you remove the basic contaminants by adding the sulfuric acid. So that will be easier to remove, and you can now have a compound, neutral compound, which is free from acid and base. So that's how the neutral component extraction will be done. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you have understood the concepts of extraction. We have learnt about the liquid, solid, liquid, acid, base and neutral compound extraction methods, which can be useful for your instrumental analysis as well as semi-micro analysis as well. So this can be applicable in our forensic chemistry.